Hi. Earlier, we learned that a research design summarizes the methods that you intend to employ in order to answer your specified research problem or objective. In this unit, we will discuss the three types of research approaches that will be the building blocks for any research design. Most people inevitably equate research design with research methods. That's understandable because the methods make up the largest part of the research design. In this vein, we can describe the main types of research approaches in terms of their methodologies. The three approaches that are available to us are qualitative research, quantitative research, and mixed methods. Qualitative research is more common in fields such as anthropology, sociology, the humanities, and other disciplines where the goal of the research is to understand the meaning that individuals or groups have constructed about certain social or human problems. In doing so, qualitative research relies as much as possible on the participants' views of the situation being studied. Qualitative researchers tend to look for the complexity of views rather than narrow meanings involving a few categories or ideas. Thus, data is most often represented by words or narratives. Quantitative research is often used to test theories by examining the relationships among identified variables. These variables are measured such that the information can be expressed as numbered data, which can then be analyzed using statistical procedures. Mixed methods research involves the collection of both quantitative and qualitative data. As it borrows methods from both qualitative and quantitative designs, it also combines some of the principles and values from both. Mixed methods research recognizes the value that can be derived from the depth of information that qualitative research can produce. At the same time, quantitative methods and techniques can allow the researcher to make statistical inferences and predictions about phenomena that would not be possible in purely qualitative research. Here are some examples of typical designs and methods for each of the three approaches. Examples of qualitative research approaches and methods are ethnography, grounded theory, phenomenology, narrative research, and observation. For quantitative research, many surveys are designed for quantitative analysis. However, some surveys will also include or even be made up entirely of open-ended questions that will require qualitative narrative responses. Experimental research, which is the basis of what we now consider to be the scientific method, also leans more to the quantitative side. Finally, you can also do secondary analysis of quantitative data. That means you will analyze data, specifically quantitative data that other researchers have previously collected as part of perhaps as part of another study. For mixed methods research, we have case studies and transformative mixed methods. Case study and transformative research projects often use qualitative techniques like in-depth interviews, focus group discussions, and observation. However, some of these designs will also incorporate methods for collecting quantitative data through surveys or secondary analysis of quantitative data. Convergent parallel, explanatory sequential, and exploratory sequential are three different mixed methods designs. The differences among the three are mainly about how the qualitative and quantitative methods are used relative to each other. For convergent parallel mixed methods, the quantitative and qualitative methods are done simultaneously or in parallel. Then the quantitative and qualitative analysis are merged to form a complete picture. For explanatory mixed methods, the researchers first conduct quantitative research and make conclusions based on the results. Then they use qualitative methods to further explain the meaning of the quantitative results. Exploratory sequential mixed methods is the reverse. Research begins with qualitative methods to explore the themes and meanings held by the participants. The results of this qualitative research are then used to develop instruments which can be used for the quantitative stage of the project, often involving larger samples than those for the qualitative phase. Whether your study will be more quantitative or qualitative, or whether you will use a mixed method research approach will depend on your objectives for doing the research. Recall that there are four broad types of research based on their main purpose. There is exploratory research, wherein we explore a particular topic of issue or issue of interest. In this exploration, our objective is to find out what issues or problems within that topic area need further research or understanding. It can be argued that our approach to the review of literature is a form of exploratory research in its own right. Descriptive research is concerned with questions of who, what, when, where, and how, so that the researcher can describe a subject or phenomenon according to some specific characteristics or conditions. Explanatory research builds on the descriptive research and asks how or why a phenomenon happens, or why we observe certain things under certain conditions. Here, the researcher is concerned with explaining how certain variables are associated or correlated with each other. Predictive research is also called causal research because it is interested in predicting the likelihood that certain events will occur given certain criteria or observations. Thus, it seeks to demonstrate cause and effect relationships among these variables.